Hi, this is Omar at DepressionHero.com, and I'm in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Hotel, and the show Lion King is playing here. And I'm not sure if you've seen Lion King. I've seen it twice. It's absolutely fantastic show. It's amazing. Just the music, the staging, the way it was done was absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it. For me, what's really poignant about it and very inspiring for me is the fact that it talks about the hero's journey, where there's he feels like he's done something wrong, or he's in a situation and there's a call and he goes, he answers a call. First he resists, there's always resistance, and then eventually he realizes, I have to do this because I have no other choice. So he goes there, and then sure enough he beats the bad guy and he redeems himself. There's always this redemption where he makes up for his past faults. Okay? So that's the hero's journey, and it's a story that's been told for thousands of years. Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist, he wrote a number of books called The Hero with a Thousand Faces. He did a video program with Bill Moyers, all about the hero's journey. And it's a myth, it's a mythological story that is in all the cultures. The hero, somebody who basically gets called to do something, and he has to find this courage within himself and move himself to go beyond what he thought he was capable of. So the hero's journey is about courage, it's about action. And the whole story with Depression Hero is that as a depressed person, you have to find that courage and the desire to move out of that space. And once you do, you will find that these heroic elements coming to you, and your whole life will change. I can't tell you how. My life has changed. I can't tell you how. But there's an author called Paulo Coelho who wrote The Alchemist, and there's a line in there which says, once you're committed, I can't remember the exact line, but it goes something like this, like, once you're committed, the whole universe conspires to help you. So once you're committed in your desire, in your determination to overcome your depression, then the whole universe will conspire to help you. And you will have these synchronistic meetings and synchronistic events where things start to happen out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. And I've had these things come to me, where out of nowhere, things happen. And doors open where prior to that, there was no door. And suddenly you walk towards it and there's a door that opens. I really am inviting you to become the hero of your life and to transcend, to overcome this depression, because I know that we are given tests that we can overcome. We're only given tests that we can overcome. The universe presents all these opportunities to us to learn and to grow and to evolve out of our current state. And this is what I believe my depression was for me. And so this whole series is about me teaching you everything that I know about depression, so that you can also use exactly what I've learned, and you too can overcome your depression and beat depression once and for all. Not treat it with antidepressants and covering up the symptoms and going numb and not having an enjoyable sex life and having other health risks because of all the side effects from the actual antidepressant, and taking it for the rest of your life, but actually looking at the source, the root cause of the depression, and dealing with that and pulling out the root of that tree so that fruit doesn't grow anymore. That's an expression from my teacher, Azza. She said to me, if you pull out the root of that tree that's causing that depression, it's not going to grow anymore. The thing is that when you have a depression tree, let's say, and you have a root, let's say from childhood, some kind of childhood trauma, for example, Carlos Santana, the famous guitarist, he was molested, he was raped, sexually abused as a child, and he's depressed for a lot of his time because he kept it all inside. And once he learned to deal, once he actually expressed it and did a lot of therapy about it, he was liberated. And he had this album Supernatural that just went, it was the most successful album up until that point. And so you have the ability to become the hero of your life and to use depression to propel you to higher spaces within yourself. Okay, and not succumb, if you don't succumb to being a victim to it, if you feel like you're a victim to it and that you're constantly like this and that you have no power and that everything is helpless and hopeless, then that's how it's going to be for the rest of your life, unless you do something different. That's the whole thing about the three-part strategy that has come to me through all the work that I've done. Desire, determination. The second part is discover, and then do something different, more specifically, because you're in some kind of daily ritual, some kind of daily pattern that you're not even aware of that is keeping you depressed. And definitely, you know, antidepressants will help you, but they're not a long-term solution. They're just a cover-up. It's a band-aid. You have to go to the root cause. And that's exactly what the Lion King did. Is he came to the realization that he was set up. Oh, I don't want to give away the whole plot. But he came to the realization that it wasn't his fault. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're depressed. Things happen. As a child, you interpreted life in a certain way, and that kept you in this depressed form. So I invite you to become the hero of your life by looking at the depression as an opportunity to transcend, to overcome. And all the heroes and all the stories, they've all had this opportunity. And the first thing that happens is resistance. You resist because a part of you, an aspect of you, your personality does not want to change. There's a certain comfort in being depressed. It's familiar. You know how to deal with it. And it's seductive. You know, negativity is very, very seductive. Once you go down the path of negativity, it's very, very hard to get out of it because it's like a snowball. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. So you have to develop the awareness to stop the negativity in its tracks. So for your homework, write down everywhere and all the different victim conversations that are going on in your mind and in your emotions. The second part of the exercise is write down all the situations where this occurs, all the situations that trigger you to have these victim thoughts and feelings. Okay, so it could be, for example, I'm having dinner alone and I see a couple there, and because I'm alone, I'm lonely, I'm a loser, I'll never meet somebody, and then you just go down this whole path. Okay, so what are some of these situations where these victim thoughts get triggered? And then the third part of the exercise is, once it gets triggered, when you feel that this victim personality comes through, scan your body, become aware of your body, and find out how your body is responding to victim. What are the physical characteristics in your body for this victim personality? Look at yourself in the mirror and look at your physiology. And as you're remembering the different times when you've been depressed or when you've got this victim thing happening, just look at how your body is responding to it, okay? Because this will help you catch it in the future, because in the future you may not even be aware of your thoughts or your feelings that you're having these victim thoughts and feelings, but you could remember, it's like, oh wow, I've got the sensation in my stomach, there's this kind of knotness of a certain quality, and that's when it reminds me of being a victim, okay? So that's your homework. I really urge you to do it. I've done this homework. It's hard to get motivated when you're depressed. If you don't do it, nothing will change, okay? You'll just be a victim and nothing will change unless you do something different. And this is what you're doing different. Become the hero of your life. Do these things. Do the homework. Have that desire to get out of this pain, because a band-aid is not going to solve the problem, okay? Only you can solve the problem. Don't give this problem to some doctor and say, here, fix me. No, it doesn't work. You have to fix yourself. You can get tools, you can get help from outside, but at the end of the day, you have to drink that water. I can't drink that water for you. So do the exercises. I've talked for way too long than I was expecting to. And remember the Lion King, and just be inspired. Feel inspired and take actions that inspire you. Okay? And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Become the hero of your life. Take action. Do something different.